Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies.
What's up guys, Deceiver here. So I want to talk about something that has popped up a few times randomly throughout my life. I'm not sure what it is, and it doesn't have anything to do with the demon in my previous video. I don't know if it's a ghost or if it's something else. All I know is it's weird, and I only seem to see it in two different places: hallways and front yards. I know that's kind of odd, but that's the only times I've ever seen it are in those two types of places. So the first time I saw this thing, I was probably about 8 or 9 years old. We were living in the old house my uncle currently lives in, the same house where a lot of these stories will be coming from. I was lying in bed trying to sleep. I have insomnia ever since I can remember, and I've always had a lot of trouble sleeping. It was maybe 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and my parents were still awake, although I don't know which room they were in when this happened. My room was dark, but the door was open. The kitchen light was on, so the room outside of my bedroom was pretty well lit. I was just staring off as I normally do when I can't sleep, when suddenly something tall, skinny, and white jetted past my bedroom door into the kitchen. I froze. I didn't know what to think at that point. I could see it perfectly since the light in the kitchen was brightly illuminating the hall. I've never seen anything like it in my life, at least at this point. Now guys, I'm not talking about Slender Man before any of you guys ask. I don't even know if Slender Man is a real thing, and maybe I'll do a video covering him later on, but this was not him. It was white, and it didn't have a face, but it wasn't wearing a suit, and it wasn't 8 or 9 feet tall. It was maybe 6 foot tall or so, and it was pretty skinny. The next time I saw this figure was a couple years later. I was coming out my front door at the same house. I'm not sure where I was headed at the time, but the porch light was on, semi-lighting the front yard. As I started to walk down the steps, I looked over into the front yard and saw something jet across the yard and then disappear. It was very quick, but I saw it long enough to know that it was the same figure that I had seen several years ago. The third time I saw this figure, I was not alone. I was now about 20 years old and living in an apartment with some friends. My friend from Virginia was down visiting us, and we had all decided to go walking down the hill from the apartment complex. There were houses down there like a small neighborhood. Again, there were street lights on, but for the most part it was dark. We all kept getting this feeling like there was something around us. The area around the apartment seemed to be very creepy at night. At one point we all saw something in one of the yards in the houses around us. We started to bolt. We never discussed what exactly we saw. We just all agreed that we saw something move from behind one of the cars and bolt into the yard. But I knew exactly what it was. It was the same weird-ass thing that I'd seen twice before, moving very fast. The final time I saw this thing was about a year ago in the house that I'm currently living in. My bedroom door opens and then goes down a straight long hallway and into a bonus living room. I was sitting playing video games one night. I kept hearing things outside of my door. I thought it was my brother's, so I opened the door to see if someone was fucking with me. I left the door open and continued playing my games. This is the only time that I saw this thing without any light being around. It bolted in front of my door and into the bathroom. I only saw it out of the corner of my eye this time, but it was unmistakable what it was. The very strange thing about this incident is that there was no light around it, and it was completely dark, but it almost seemed to be making its own light somehow, like it was illuminating. So far, this has been the last time I saw this thing, but I have a feeling it will not be the last. There may have been some more times that I'm not remembering right now, but I can only recall these 4 incidents so far. I hope you guys have enjoyed this story about a true happening throughout my life. If you guys want to hear more stories about my past experiences, make sure to like and subscribe. Message me on Facebook if you want to submit your own paranormal experiences, and I'll see you guys in the next video.